Colin Kaepernick had the NFL backed up, and we all knew it. If the out-of-work quarterback's collusion lawsuit against the league was a football game, the NFL lost yards every time a team signed a retread pivot like Mark Sanchez. Kaepernick argued he had been blackballed since 2016, when he started to kneel during pre-game anthems to protest systemic racism, and a litany of personnel decisions supported his argument. Friday's settlement between Colin Kaepernick and the NFL deprived us of the potential entertainment of watching team executives try to explain under oath why Mark Sanchez and Nathan Peterman deserved opportunities to quarterback teams but Kaepernick didn't. Marcio Jose Sanchez, The Associated Press. Friday afternoon the league reached a settlement with Kaepernick and his co-plaintiff, Panthers safety Eric Reid. The league didn't admit guilt, and monetary terms weren't disclosed, but the stakes were obvious. Facing 4th down and 50, the NFL punted. The move didn't mean the NFL couldn't have gained 50 yards in a single play, but it would have courted disaster in the attempt. Kaepernick and Reid clearly see the settlement as vindication. They each quickly posted the news release announcing the resolution to their social media feeds. But the deal also spares the NFL the public relations drubbing it might have suffered in a civil trial, and lets the league dodge the uncomfortable questions about racism and redemption a court case might have raised. We saw the NFL run this play in 2013 when it settled a class-action lawsuit brought by retirees who argued teams willfully ignored the long-term effects of repeated head trauma. The league paid $765 million, all figures U.S., later raised by court order to $1 billion, but avoided the ugly details the discovery process would likely have revealed. When did NFL teams recognize the link between brain damage and football's head trauma? We'll never know, just like we'll never see the NFL and NCAA battle in court over exactly where plaintiffs first suffered brain damage. Friday's settlement similarly short-circuits a process that could have yielded useful details about how NFL deals get done, or don't, in Kaepernick's case. And it deprived us of the potential entertainment of watching team executives try to explain under oath why Sanchez and Nathan Peterman deserved NFL opportunities but Kaepernick didn't. The settlement will compensate Kaepernick for income he missed out on while NFL teams employed journeymen like Chad Henne. And it will give significant leverage to his original argument that teams knew he was equipped to quarterback an NFL team, but shut him out over his pro-black politics. But it won't reveal deeper truths about how NFL teams engage black athletes they label problematic. Only a trial would have done that. And if NFL teams actually blackballed Kaepernick, Friday's settlement won't discourage them from running the same play against the next pro-black quarterback who opts out of the pre-game anthem's performative patriotism. We may never know the sum of Kaepernick's settlement, but it doesn't matter. The NFL generated a reported $14 billion in revenue 2017, and just paid $1 billion to retirees without hobbling the business model. Whatever the league pays Kaepernick, it's not behavior-changing money. This doesn't mean Kaepernick hasn't already influenced the league's public stance on social issues. Last year the league pledged $89 million over 7 years to issues a coalition of players had deemed important to the African American community. That same deal prompted Red to label coalition leader Malcolm Jenkins a sellout, but it's still a move the NFL wouldn't have made pre-Kaepernick. The NFL also attached itself to Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy when the Super Bowl arrived in Atlanta earlier this month. But for all the NFL's recent emphasis on social issues, it still hasn't positioned itself as an opponent of racism. And if you're wondering why teams extend multiple chances to players who hit women but never consider hiring Kaepernick, racism and the idea of redemption offer clues. When the Cleveland Browns signed Kareem Hunt on Tuesday, they also acquired a storyline built on rehabilitating a star player suspended by the NFL and cut by the Kansas City Chiefs after video of him hitting a woman went public. It's a familiar formula. The team promises tough love and zero tolerance toward future transgressions. The player repents for a past he swears he won't repeat. If the player never relapses, we deem him redeemed and move on. but NFL teams don't have a similar framework for reintegrating Kaepernick. If your sin is a strident but reasonable belief that systemic racism must end, what even constitutes redemption? NFL ownership types might have embraced Kaepernick if he started quoting Candace Owens, or proclaimed that blackface is okay, but that type of conservative heel turn is unlikely. The NFL was stuck with a quarterback its teams thought beyond redemption, and a lawsuit it figured it couldn't win. So the league and its lawyers turned to a well-worn page in their playbook. Wrote a check hoping the problem would disappear. Morgan Campbell is a sports reporter based in Toronto. Follow him on Twitter, @MorganB.Campbell. Report and air journalistic standards about the star sports action and reaction delivered to your inbox. NEWSLETTERSPORTSIGN up.